Priscilla from Priscilla's Paper Crafts. I posted a Christmas card the other day that someone asked me how to make it. This is the card. It's called a window flip card. So when you open it, the window flips in and you can see the little circle from the front kind of looks, so you see it on the inside. So I'm going to show you how to make that today. Let's get started. Okay, so here we are, and we're going to start with a piece of cardstock. I'm using Very Vanilla, and you're going to start with a piece that is measuring 5.5 by 8.5, standard size, half of a piece of cardstock, and it's scored at 4 1/4. You're going to need a piece of designer paper that's going to measure 4 by 5 1/4, and you're going to adhere that to your cardstock to start, because then you're going to take one of your circle dies. I use the Stylish Shapes dies, and I use the largest one, and you're going to cut a circle out of the middle of this, well, slightly to the top, and you're going to end up with this piece here. Now, what I want to do is when you adhere your designer paper, only adhere it around the ends, because I want this piece, I'm going to put this one aside and use for another project, but this is the piece we're going to use for the center. So you're going to keep this piece. Then, once you have this, this is kind of the slightly tricky part of this card, but it's actually kind of fun. Now I'm going to show you, mine is put together because I figured you don't need to watch me glue pieces together here. But what you have is a piece of cardstock for your inside that measures 5 inches by 8 inches. And you're going to score it, actually I'm going to do it this way because this is how I scored it. You're going to score it at 2.5, 4 1/4, and 6 inches. And then before you do anything else with it, you want to stamp your greeting. And then you're going to add your other 2 little strips of designer paper for the inside. This one is 1 3/4 inches by 4 3/4. And sorry, this is 1 1/4 inches by 4 3/4. And this one is 1 3/4 inches by 4 3/4. I'll put those in my, you can see the notes in there, so you get that. Now we're going to put the card together, and this is what you're going to do. I'm going to push my card over, but this is the front, and I actually darkened my score line slightly with a pencil. You're not going to see that after, but I wanted you to be able to see this when I put this together. I'm going to take this card, I'm going to put it upside down, and I want to put this right on the score line, and I'm going to make tiny little pencil marks here and here, right at the edge of my cardstock, and just before the first score line, here and here. And at that point now, what we're going to do is glue this in here, but I want to put my adhesive in this area and not go beyond the little pencil marks. You're not going to see the pencil marks when this is put together. And if they're there, we can erase them. But I'm going to go ahead and add my adhesive. I want to put it kind of along the score line, not quite on it, and go right up near those little pencil marks and around my circle. I'm going to come over this way because I don't want to go near any further than those little marks. And once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this piece. And again, this is going to go right up next to that score line and right within my pencil marks. Want it to be nice and straight, which is why I'll use a liquid glue. So if I have to, I can kind of maneuver it a little bit. And then I'm going to glue that down nicely. Oops, I did get a tiny bit of glue on there. Okay. Now this next score mark is going to, fold line is going to come up. And this one is also going to go that way. So you're going to score it, push it this way. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold this back. Okay, so you're actually, if you look at this, this one goes forward, backward, backward again. Okay, and I know it looks bigger, it doesn't fit, it's okay. But for this one, I'm going to put this just like this. Just score it on that. It's not the first one, it's the second one, and fold it over. And you'll see where I'm going with this now. I'm going to take my adhesive Uh-oh. And I'm going to run out. No, not quite. Okay, there we are. And now, while this is down like so, I'm just going to close my card and adhere it and get rid of my sticky fingers. All right. Then, now this is looking funny, I know. You got half of a circle and half of a circle with designer paper, but we're going to fix that. Then we're going to be able to open this, and this is how this is going to work. Okay. Now we're going to take that piece of vanilla circle that we had here, and we decorate it. And again, I went ahead and decorated mine. I just did a little embossing and I put it on a little bit of mossy meadow and then on a piece of gold foil. I just thought it would stand out nicely. So this is what I've done, but you can decorate however you want. But you do want to stay within the circle. You don't want to have anything on the outside, and you'll see why. So I'm going to add this and just finish this up. I thought that would make a pretty card with the gold accents, since I'm using gold paper. And now to put this last piece together, this is going to be not intuitive. It looks a little different. We're going to be putting our adhesive over your designer paper. Now I don't want to get it on the outside, so I'm just going to keep it right in here. I'm not putting it on the vanilla part. I'm only going over here. I hope you can kind of see that. On the shiny paper, it's a little hard. But I'm just going there, and now I'm going to take my circle and put it right back in from where I cut it off. And make sure it's sticking down on this side. I'm going to hold that, make sure, because it's going to move. And now when we open our card, okay, sometimes this happened there. The first time you have to kind of push it in. When you open your card, your circle opens, and there's how this is working. Okay, so that's how you put your, what's it called, the window flip card together. You have a window and it flips open to do this. And I think it's a beautiful card. So I hope you'll give that a try, and thank you for watching.